next guest is a 13-time Pro Bowler, and this is what happens here at Media Row. Sometimes there's little crowds, sometimes there's nobody watching. Everybody at Media Row is here at the set right now to welcome and say hello and play homage to Super Bowl champion for the New Orleans Saints, Drew Brees.
What's up, Kay?
Good to see you.
Good to
Can we
see
hear
you
a little fuss?
Yeah.
A little commotion for our Super Bowl champ.
There's a lot of people out there.
There are a lot of people. Thanks for making the time.
Yeah.
When I was putting together my set, there were very few things that I said I needed. I wanted maybe some jazz stuff, some New Orleans vintagey stuff, and I said, I need this photo. I need this photo framed. It's been sitting in back of me all week. I want you to hold this photo and tell me exactly what goes through your mind, Drew.
This was pretty awesome here. I mean, like, I'd always tried to envision what holding the Lombardi Trophy would be like ever since I was a little kid, watching others do it. And the irony is for whatever reason, I envisioned that I would have my son with me in that moment. And it's crazy because this was this is the 9th year of my career. My wife and I had been married, 7 years previous to that. And, we had talked about starting a family, didn't know when, and it wasn't until we got to New Orleans that we did that. And so all of a sudden it was this moment, but even more importantly than that, there's my wife, Brittany, and my son, Jaylen, who was only 1 at the time,
wow.
having a chance to share that moment with me. And now that little boy is 16 years old, which is kind of crazy, right? Close to getting his driver's license. So time flies.
What was this lunatic thinking right here?
This lunatic?
Yeah, that one right there.
This mad scientist was like, my plan has worked, No, I mean, I give Sean a ton of credit because he took a chance on this city, maybe just like the city took a chance on that unknown coach from the Dallas Cowboys,
yep.
To come over and help build the foundation and build the culture and bring in the right pieces to help us all go win a championship together. So I'll be linked to that man forever. I love him.
Yeah, I don't know if you feel his aura here. We had Cam Jordan, we had Mark Ingram. I think Reggie Bush is backstage. We'll bring him out shortly. Sean was sitting here and he was talking about his Broncos. He was like, he's feeling himself. They had a good year, all of that. He didn't say this, but there's Bo Nix comparisons to you all over the place. Do you appreciate those? Do you see something in him that you saw in yourself as a young player?
Yeah, I do appreciate it. I think what goes missed at times with these guys when they're drafted is the level of experience that they have in college. I think it's easy to fall in love with kind of the flash and maybe the measurable qualities like the arm strength or the speed or the athleticism. But Bo Nix started over 60 games in college.
Yeah.
And so that level of experience, the systems that he was in, like the way that he processes the game, distributes the football, like you saw his evolution throughout the season. Look, Sean Payton's offense can be complicated, right? And there's so many elements that he wants to do. And for a young quarterback, man, you're getting used to the speed of the game, developing chemistry with your teammates, and just kind of, trying to order all this chaos around you. And so to watch Bo Nix from the start of the season to the end, I just felt that offense, kind of open up, like the full scope of it. And they were rolling at the end. And I know Sean is extremely excited to have this young QB that he can mold and develop.
And we're excited to be here in New Orleans where you won the Super Bowl and you said it was, 60, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
We got to get back on the right track with them. But we have the Super Bowl here on Sunday. You have so many records, it's hard to keep count, Drew. But I'm looking at one of them, and you still hold the record for 215 consecutive pass attempts in the playoffs without an interception. Jalen Hurts, playing on Sunday, has 206. What does that say about him?
Does it mean that I should root that he throws a pick?
I'm asking you. I don't know. What do you think?
Look, I love his journey. Like I think he's an incredible representation of like grit, determination, perseverance. Like let's just go back to his college days. People forget that at one point Tua Tagovailoa, kind of beat him out and took the job, and he backed him up for a year and then came in and played great, then transferred to OU, had an incredible senior season, then gets drafted in the 2nd round, and it's like, what type of, quarterback is Jalen Hurts going to be in the NFL? Because he's kind of this hybrid. I think what he's shown is, man, he can beat you with his legs. He can beat you in the pocket. Obviously, they've got some incredible weapons around him, but I love his demeanor. I love his poise. There's a confidence, like you feel it when you just kind of watch the guy speak, and certainly the way he plays. But yeah, I think he brings an element to this offense with all those playmakers around him, where he man, you can tell that he's the calm hand that steers the ship.
Why does he get so much grief though? So much criticism. It's crazy.
Well, I think that comes with the territory, honestly. And look, I think I get the feeling that he kind of likes flying under the radar a little bit, you know?
Oh.
Like, man, there's all this talk about the Chiefs and Mahomes and the three-peat. And I'm sure in his mind, I know if I were him, I'm sitting here going, man, we went toe-to-toe with these guys 2 years ago. Like, I know we can beat this team. And we just have to trust the process. We have to trust the plan, which, man, I've got this guy Saquon. I'm going to lean on him. And honestly, a large part of Saquon's success is because of Jalen.
Yeah.
It's the Derrick Henry, Lamar Jackson.
What do you mean by that?
It's the dynamic of when you have a quarterback who can threaten you with the run game, he becomes like a blocker in the run game. He hands the ball off, but you have to have a defender who accounts for him.
People don't see it that way.
Because you can't give him the edge.
Yeah.
Right? So that allows Saquon up into the second. I don't know if I saw a guy get to the second level more times untouched than Saquon this year. And Derrick Henry for that matter, but that's the Lamar Jackson factor. So here they are in the open field with the free safety who's got no chance of tackling those guys in the open field.
I love this, Drew.
And,
You're,
I'm
hanging on every word. Explain this.
But this is the plan.
Yeah.
This is the plan. You run the football against the Chiefs, which if there's one weakness to the Chiefs defense or the way to attack them is stay ahead of the chains, run the football. What that does is it prevents you from getting all these exotic pressures on 3rd and long because you stay out of 3rd and long. And guess what? You keep their best player off the field, Patrick Mahomes. If he's used to getting 10 or 11 possessions a game, now all of a sudden you've shortened the game because you've run the football and run the clock, and now he only gets 8 possessions a game. That means they score less points, you have a better chance of winning. It's a probability game, so you got to play the probability.
Are you rooting for the interception, though, so your record doesn't get broken? Let's be honest. Are you rooting for it?
I want Jalen Hurts to play phenomenal, but throw an interception in the first, 8 plays.
There we go. You heard it here from a legend, a Super Bowl champion, Drew Brees. What are you doing with Aldi for the Super Bowl?
Yeah, so Aldi is one of my favorite grocery stores, and they are up to 25% off for everybody to go get their must-have game day, food. So if you're a spinach dip person, if you like wings,
what kind
dogs,
of person are
burgers,
you?
Well, my boys love wings, so we're always doing wings.
We're
doing burgers.
at Aldi. We bought the cart.
That's right.
What are we picking up? What do we put in our Aldi
cart? Well,
cart?
I get everything for chili, right?
Okay.
I love making a big pot of chili, and we're just
that.
diving into that all day, and that kind of serves as the dip too.
Okay, so that's a great